Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Kaylin Cockrell. Thanks for joining us. The mayors of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield, along with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota, have teamed up and recently kicked off a campaign to promote healthy lifestyles in the three neighboring communities. Take a look. Finding new and different ways to promote healthy living in Bloomington is a goal the city takes very seriously. Bike trail and bike lane updates, community gardens, and weekly farmers markets are just a few of the ways the city has tried to encourage physical activity and healthy eating habits. Now the city is embarking on yet another initiative to create Minnesota's first ever healthy Do.Town.
When we create healthy workplaces, healthy communities, we really create a thriving, healthy community, and we all benefit from that. And that's really the goal of this project, is to create a public-private partnership that leads to real lasting change by focusing on making our communities and our workplaces healthier places for all of us.
On September 27th, the mayors of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield, along with representatives from Blue Cross Blue Shield Minnesota, announced the Do.Town campaign. This 18-month initiative project is designed to transform the health of residents by making the healthy choice the easy choice.
Think about the valuable asset that this brings to a sustainable changes in our town, a campaign like this. You know, this conveys the message of the importance of grooving your body every day and eating better to achieve and maintain good health. So we have the vision, we have the partners, we have the name. We're all Do.Towns now, right? We're the first Do.Towns here. But what we really need is we need you. We need you to spread the word about this. We need you to encourage people to come together and organize together and get involved and support these initiatives. And we need you to help us make other connections.
The idea for the project stems from healthy initiatives the cities already have in place and Blue Cross's Do campaign, which encourages people to groove their body every day. And at the kickoff ceremony, several people got their groove on. Unhealthy eating and physical inactivity combined are the second leading cause of death and disease in Minnesota. And through Do.Town, community leaders will identify barriers that residents face and then make changes that can help community members easily make healthy choices in their everyday lives.
We will be looking to set up meetings to share ideas and affect strategies with all of you and others to find out what people want to engage in and see where we can work together to really make our community a place where people live longer and healthier lives. Our ultimate mission, our ultimate goal.
Do.Town organizers are starting a series of community outreach events that will continue throughout the fall, bringing news of the initiative to every corner of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield. And just after the September 27th kickoff ceremony, organizers took to the streets and ended up at the Normandale Lake Bandshell. Around lunchtime, Normandale Lake is a bustling area. People out on lunch breaks, walkers, and bikers gathered to see what the commotion at the bandshell was all about, and they were met with one firm goal.
This initiative focuses on preventing illness caused by unhealthy eating and physical inactivity and builds off the success of the Do campaign of moving more and eating better, as well as health initiatives underway in all three of our cities.
And in true Do.Town form, event organizers and public leaders walked the 1.83 miles around Normandale Lake, led by none other than the Blue Cross Blue Shield Groove Guy.
Everybody move your body up and down, all around. Work it out, you got me going. Let me see you move.
Events, activities, and tips for healthy living are planned throughout the next 18 months now that Do.Town has launched. For access to those, visit www.do-town.org and sign up to have updates sent to you by email anytime a new event is scheduled. We'll keep you updated right here on Bloomington Today about the ways in which the city of Bloomington is becoming a Do.Town. While the primaries may be behind us, it's never too early to start thinking about Bloomington's general election coming up on Tuesday, November 8th. Absentee voting for the general election opened up on Friday, September 23rd at Bloomington Civic Plaza during normal business hours. A Bloomington resident can fill out an application to receive an absentee ballot in one of three ways: in person at the city clerk's office, by calling 952-563-8729, or online by visiting the city's website and keyword searching election. Offices up for election this year include the mayor, council member at large, as well as council members for District 3 and 4. To see a complete list of candidates, sample ballots, and more, you can find all that information by logging on to the city's website. Construction on the new practice facility at Hyland Greens Golf Course is well underway. Let's take a look at how the golf course improvement project is beginning to take shape. A little construction on the course at Hyland Greens Golf Club isn't stopping Bloomington's most avid sportsmen from getting out on the greens before the weather turns. The award-winning golf course construction company Dugal Incorporated has been hired to renovate the course after a unanimous city council vote back in July.
The inside nine is not producing. The golf course has been losing money. So this was our way of trying to make it a viable entity where it's all paid for by user fees rather than being put on the tax rolls. And we are extremely excited.
The contractor has made tremendous progress in the course of just a few months. The land was graded, trees have been realigned, topsoil has been moved to the new site, and sod has been laid around the perimeter of the new range. The interior has recently been seeded. Sitek expects to start seeing grass sprouting in the next 7 to 10 days. Work on the new range is near completion, with a few trees left to be realigned. And while the inside nine won't be around for too much longer, Hyland Greens staff is giving golfers an incentive to continue using the course while they still can.
We will keep the inside nine open for the rest of the year until it snows or the ground is so frozen that we can't use it anymore. Presently there are 7 holes open. Our normal rate is $11 to play the inside nine. We're offering a discounted rate of $5 for the inside nine for 7 holes.
The driving range on Normandale Boulevard will remain open until the new range is ready for use sometime next season. Design work is beginning on the next phase of the project, which is the construction of the practice range building. We'll check back on how the new driving range is looking just before the seasons change. The official end of summer and beginning of fall has already come and gone, and in an effort to continue enjoying the outdoors, many residents dust off their fire pits to enjoy Minnesota's beautiful fall weather. Bloomington fire officials want to remind residents of some safety tips geared to keep your family and your property safe. Take a look. When the leaves begin to change and the temperature begins to cool, what better way to enjoy the change in seasons than staying cozy around an outdoor fire? Bloomington Fire Marshal Dugal wants to make sure residents are safely enjoying recreational fires, and that starts with burning actual firewood.
It's dried, it's split, and it's clean, and it generates very little smoke. And one of the big complaints we get is smoke from fireplaces. When they burn leaves and things like that, it tends to be a blacker, more acrid odor type smoke, and get a lot of complaints from that, where if you burn the dry wood, it's just clean and you don't see a lot of smoke coming from it.
Bloomington City Ordinance was altered in 2009 and does not allow a recreational fire larger than 3 feet in diameter by 2 feet in height. Fires must be located at least 25 feet away from any structure. Winds cannot exceed 10 miles per hour, and fire extinguishing equipment must be readily available. These stricter guidelines are heavily enforced and come in response to 2 fires in 2008 caused by recreational fires in Bloomington.
In 2008, we did have 2 house fires caused by recreational fires. Both those fires are non-conforming fires. One started a roof on fire after sparks from the wreck fire started causing about $50,000 in damage. Another was a recreational fire like the one we have behind us that was too close to the house. Sparks dropped down onto the grass and went up to the house and started the side of the house on fire.
Recreational fires should never be left unattended for any length of time, and when residents decide to leave a fire, never let it burn out. Always extinguish it.
You can always have the water there ready and available to spray. Fire extinguishers are fine too for a quick knockdown of the fire. So a combination of both of these might be good for you. You can also use a shovel, and if you have sand or anything, put it out with a shovel.
To learn more about Bloomington's fire ordinance or to view other city fire prevention policies, visit the city's website. Keyword search fire. It's now time for a short break. When we come back, we're joined by Bloomington City staff members actively working to keep area children safe as they're going to and from school. Stay right here.
30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease. So start walking for yourself. Start walking with your family. Start walking with your friends. Start a movement in your community. Start walking. Start something. To join the movement, log on to startwalkingnow.org and help start something now.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. We are now joined by city engineers, Amy Marone and Bob Simons. Welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Well, the city of Bloomington has recently begun work on a project geared toward creating safer routes to school for our area youth. Why don't you tell us a bit about that project?
All right. Yep. The city of Bloomington is working on a sidewalk infill project where we have several segments of sidewalks that are being constructed around Bloomington Public Schools to help create complete or provide new, in some situations, to complete sidewalk segments to provide safe and accessible routes for students to walk or bicycle to school.
Oh, wow. Well, just how many sidewalks are we talking about? What is the scope of this project?
For this Safe Routes to School project, there's actually 3 sidewalk segments we're working on. There's Morris Avenue from West 85th Street to the north, which makes a connection for Poplar Bridge Elementary School. There's 3rd Avenue from East 91st to East 92nd Street, which makes a connection for Valley View Middle and Elementary Schools. And there's also East 88th Street from Park Avenue to 14th Avenue, which makes a connection for Valley View Middle and Elementary Schools as well. The project pretty much consists of installation of the sidewalk, installation of pedestrian ramps at the street connections, and restoration of the area that we disrupt with our sidewalk installation.
Now, are these new sidewalks, or there hadn't been anything in place beforehand?
That is correct. They're all brand new sidewalk installation.
All right. Well, why did the city feel that there was a need for this?
The City of Bloomington and Bloomington Public Schools work closely together each year to address safety concerns around schools, and a lot of times we'll work with pedestrian issues that have to do with safe pedestrian crossings and improving visibility for the students. When this grant, when a federal Safe Routes to School grant became open for application, we met with the school district, and both the city and the school district agreed that providing some infill to complete some sidewalk segments to key schools was a very high priority project, and so that's where we targeted.
Okay. Well, you always hear about school bus safety and, stopping for the buses and things, so I think it's important to think about the safety of the kids that aren't necessarily on the bus. You touched on it, but how were the areas that are receiving these sidewalks, how are those picked? Is it just kind of surrounding schools, or how is the need found there?
Well, actually, once we had identified that we were most prioritized with sidewalk segments, we took a look at the walking area boundaries for all of the schools in Bloomington. For elementary schools, it's generally a half-mile radius. Middle schools and high schools, it's about 1.25 miles, and there are a couple other things that come into play, but that's a general guideline. And we took their walking boundaries and overlaid them over our city sidewalk network map and identified locations where we have most of the sidewalk completed, but we had some key missing gaps. And those are the ones we really targeted. And then we had some other things that went into prioritizing, which was the number of students that it would affect, and trying to get the biggest bang for the buck and really make those federal dollars have the biggest impact on the most number of students.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of getting the biggest bang for the buck, how are we funding this project?
As Amy kind of alluded to there, there's a federal Safe Routes to School grant that the City of Bloomington applied for and received. So that Safe Routes to School grant is covering approximately 80% of the construction costs, and the additional 20% is being covered through local engineering funds.
Okay. Well, tell us a bit about the project schedule. You know, school is just recently back in session. I can't believe it's already almost October, but this is something that's been in the works for quite a while now. Kind of what are we looking at here for time?
Actually, construction started on Monday, September 12th of this year, and construction's moving along very well. All three of our sites, Morris Avenue, 3rd Avenue, and East 88th Street, have sidewalk installed on them. Now it's basically just restoration, so it's looking like mid-October the project should be complete with all restoration.
Wow,
so.
That was a quick one. Okay, well, either one of you guys can kind of jump in on this last question. Why are we doing this? I mean, who are we wanting to feel the benefits of this?
The City of Bloomington has been working closely with Bloomington Public Health to really get the word out that there's a huge benefit to kids if they are able to get out and walk to school. It gets them more active, but it also shows, there's studies that show that they learn better if they have an opportunity to really get going in the morning. And it also has some traffic implications. About 25% of the traffic in the morning is people dropping their kids off at school. And if we can reduce some of that drop-off traffic, it's kind of a cyclical. It really will make it safer for the kids to walk to school when there's less traffic. So it's kind of, you can get a lot of benefits from encouraging the students to walk to school.
Yeah, we sure can. Well, we'd like to thank Bob and Amy for being here with us today. If you'd like any more information on the Safe Routes to School Sidewalk Improvement Project, you can visit the city's website and keyword search Safe Route. It's now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Do I look like someone who is at risk for heart disease? Well, guess what? I am. Heart disease took my dad's life, but it doesn't have to take mine. Because 80% of cardiac events in women may be prevented if we make the right choices. 80%. You may not know you're at risk, but one woman dies every minute from this largely preventable disease. Help bring a voice to this silent killer. Speak up to save lives at goredforwomen.org.
So, you have the contract?
Oh, everything's right in here.
He just got his license.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's upstairs in his room.
So just to review, no more than one friend in the car at any time. No cell phone use.
Right.
Seatbelts, of course. No alcohol. Jason, this is our attorney.
Find a way, any way, to lay down teen driving rules for your kids. For more ideas, visit us online.
Welcome back, everyone. It's now time to introduce a new segment to Bloomington Today called Arts at the Plaza. It's here we'll introduce you to the changing art exhibitions that come into the City Hall's 2 galleries.
There is a quote by Aristotle that I like, and he once said that the aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. And I think that art reflects our histories, our emotions, as well as our aesthetics. I think it intrigues us, inspires us, and sometimes even repels us.
Staff at Bloomington Civic Plaza consider themselves fortunate to have not 1, but 2 art galleries inside of it.
We believe that art is an important part of our culture, and here at the Bloomington Theater and Art Center, we strive to enrich our community by providing high-quality arts programs while also welcoming and nurturing talent.
The pieces in both the Inez Greenberg Gallery and the upstairs Atrium Gallery change about every 6 weeks. It's Rachel's job to organize, hang, and place the pieces for the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center.
Designing a show that's pleasing to the artist as well as the audience can sometimes be a challenge, but for the most part, luckily, most artists are really eager to hand over the responsibility of installing their show to me. And I really view the gallery like a canvas, and I consider a lot of the same things that an artist considers when they paint, like line and color and composition.
In the Inez Greenberg Gallery, located on the west side of Civic Plaza, at this time you can find the artwork created by Atelier instructors and students from the Atelier Studio Program of Fine Arts in Minneapolis. This educational exhibition will illustrate the very specific steps taken by Atelier artists when rendering paintings and drawings made to look as realistic as possible. The Atrium Gallery, located on the second floor of City Hall, is displaying exhibits called Landscapes from Within by Jill Van Sickle. Van Sickle uses multiple layers of acrylic paint, oil paint, and oil pastels to create soothing compositions of floral and plant subject matter. Whatever the exhibition, serving the community is still the #1 priority.
We also serve our arts community by giving them an opportunity to exhibit to a large volume of an audience, thousands of people each exhibition, in a professional manner and in these beautiful gallery spaces, and at no cost to them, the artist, or to the public.
There's about 2 years between the time an artist is selected to have their work showcased in one of Civic Plaza's galleries to the time their artwork is actually displayed in one of the galleries. If you'd like any additional information on submitting an artist proposal to have work in one of the galleries, visit the city's website, keyword search BTAC, and click on the link for the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center. From there, you can click on Exhibitions, where you'll find the downloadable brochure titled Call to Artists. We'll continue to bring you arts at the plaza right here on Bloomington Today as new exhibitions come into the galleries. Libraries across the country are participating in a campaign called Teen Read Month that encourages young people to get their heads in the books. Take a look at how libraries in Hennepin County are celebrating the event. October is Teen Read Month, and the Hennepin County libraries, like this one on Penn Avenue in Bloomington, want to spread the word and hopefully get more teens to walk through these doors. According to the Young Adult Library Services Association, teens who read for fun have better test scores and are more likely to succeed in the workforce. Many area libraries have exhibits or activities. This library has another incentive for teens to stop in during the month of October.
We're offering a program of a teen waiver program, up to $10 in fines, because we know it happens. You take the book out, it got lost in your locker, you forget about it. We don't want anything to stop our kids from coming in and using the library. So that's a great opportunity. Another thing that we're offering this month is a free replacement library card in case you haven't been in Penn Lake or Oxborough, the other Bloomington library, because you've lost your card. So, there's a $1 fee usually, but we want to, again, encourage you to come on back, and in October you can get a free one.
And no matter what the month, Penny says the benefits of the library are countless.
Schools offer the formal learning environment, but libraries offer kids a chance to explore all their interests, whether it be reading or computers or all of it, and a chance to be in environments where they can get to know each other too.
For more information on what Hennepin County is doing to celebrate Teen Read Month, visit www.hclib.org and keyword search Teen Read. None of us want to think about it, but fall is here, and that means flu season is right behind it. Bloomington Human Services is teaming up with City Public Health to offer a flu shot clinic on Monday, October 10th. The clinic will be held at Creekside Community Center and will run from 5 to 6:30 p.m. No appointment is necessary. Bring your insurance card or Medicare card. If you don't have health care coverage, the fee is $25. One Bloomington festival that brings together neighbors and community organizations had a successful second annual celebration. A few clouds didn't keep the crowds away from the annual Heritage Days celebration. Vendors, organizations, bands, and various art, craft, and car enthusiasts gathered in Bloomington's historic downtown at 96th Street and Lyndale Avenue. Residents had a variety of activities to choose from, whether it was games, the classic car show, kids events, or just shopping around at the various vendor booths. And if you are in the mood for music, between the School of Rock, and the Tim Siegler Band, there was no shortage of toe-tapping hits.
Well, way down yonder on Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on Georgia asphalt, got a little crazy, but we never got caught, no!
This year's turnout for the second annual Heritage Days was great. The sun even poked out in the afternoon, making for a beautiful day. If you're looking to volunteer or sponsor next year's Heritage Days, it's never too early to find out how you can get involved. Visit www.bloomingtonheritagedays.org to find out how you can help. The date of the city's annual Buckthorn Bust has been changed. Join Parks and Recreation staff on Saturday, October 15th from 9 a.m. to noon at Pond Dakota Mission Park, located at 401 East 104th Street. Wear sturdy shoes, jeans, long-sleeve shirts, and eye protection. Water and snacks will be provided at the event for volunteers. Residents interested in volunteering are asked to log on to the city's website and to head to the Parks and Recreation Division page under Parks and Leisure. There you can fill out a volunteer application, or if you don't have access to a computer, call staff at 952-563-8877 for more details. And that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past Bloomington Today shows or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more are online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe to have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockerill. Thanks so much for joining us.